and thank you for clicking on this video where today we'll be talking about Brazil and in particular Petrobras. Next slide please. So let's learn something about Brazil. It has a population of 212.6 million people and its capital is Brasilia, not Rio de Janeiro as a lot of people would expect. Its currency is the Brazilian real and its GDP is around 145 trillion US dollars as of 2020. If we keep going further, we can see that the GDP per capita is 6,769.84 US dollars as of again 2020. I will stop saying as of 2020 as we keep moving on, but if there's any small deviation I will do mention that. So moving on, the GDP growth rate is at a minus 4.1 annual charge as of 2020. The GDP by sector, as we can see, service sector has a large share of the GDP, 62.92%, while the industry is really lagging behind with a 17.65, and the agriculture has a measly 5.91%. The inflation rate is at a 7.7% as of 2021, and its unemployment rate is at a 14.7% as of 2021. We might be able to contribute these numbers to the recent pandemic. Now about the climate. It is hot, it is humid, it's a bit tropical, a bit subtropical, and we can see that with its landscape, which has a mix of forests, greenlands, plateaus, coastal range. One of the most famous forests is the Amazon rainforest. Now the ethnic group of the people of Brazil are the Amerindians, Portuguese and Africans who migrated from their respective countries a long time ago, and as of the 19th century we can see that Middle Eastern and the Japanese people migrated again to Brazil. There are also other European nationals who moved to Brazil. Now I would like to give the mic to my good friend Zishan. Please take the stage.
Okay, hi guys. Let's talk about the firm's background. So basically, Petrobras was created in 1953 under the government of Brazilian president, and with the slogan of the company was "The oil is ours." Well, basically, Petróleo Brasileiros, better known as the acronym Petrobras, is a state-owned Brazilian multinational corporation in the petroleum industry, whose headquarters is located in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And let's talk about the company's statistics, that it ranks across the world. So this company was ranked 120 in the most recent Fortune Global 500 companies list. Beside that, in 2020, let's say last year, in the list of the Forbes Global 2000, Petrobras was ranked as the 70th largest public company in the world. So this was the basic statistic of the company and where the position in the market. Let's talk about the next part. Okay, so here are the industries, or let's say branches of the Petrobras where it's engaged in. The number one is the exploration and the production of crude oil. So as I discussed earlier, it's basically the company which explored the oil wells and found out the production of find out the volume of the crude oils. Number two, refining the crude oil. So whatever the crude oil they are extracting, they have set up multiple plant of the refineries where they refine the entire crude oil and make the number of products. Besides that, the company is also engaged in the biofuel production also. So considering the current market scenario as well as the pollution situation, having high octane number of gasoline fuel, now they have switched to one of their branches into the biofuel industries. And since it's a distillation industry and the petroleum industry, of course there is a byproduct of that, and there is oil products. So this Petrobras also engaged in the oil products for majority, for example lubrications oil, which are used in automotive industry and also in the mining industry. And last but not the least, Petrobras is also engaged in the power generation part and gas of natural gas and liquefied natural gas. Beside that, it's a fertilizer engaged also. So coming down to the number of products, so here are the products. So major product of the Petrobras Industries gasoline, where it provide the fuel to the all mode of transport, rather it be a road, by rail, or by waterways, or might be a jet fuels. So in part of gasoline. Here, second is industrial sulfur that mostly used for the fertilizers. The lubrication oils is already given, and the natural gas which it produce and provide to the domestic household. I'm handing over to the part to my next colleague.
Here the role of geography plays an important role for the firm, and as my friend Zishan told, that Petrobras was mainly in business of oil. Brazil is a significant energy producer and enriched with natural resources such as oil. Brazil is well known for their dense forest, Amazon, and some grassland called pampas. Basin, tropical savanna, and Brazilian highlands define its geographical location. Petrobras, the leading oil producer in whole Latin America, has gained a lot of advantage from their enriched areas with natural resources. Discovered offshore discovery in mid 90s in Guracima fields. They then discovered the fields of Garopa and Pargo in Campus Basin. Discovered large offshore oil deposits which helped them to become the leading oil producer. As we all know, geographical region of Brazil has played a key role in the success of Petrobras. So from here on, my colleague will take over.
So I would like to discuss about the role of culture in the firm. The organizational culture refers to the set of predetermined policies that provide direction and guidance to the personnel. It is a sophisticated system that guides employee behavior within the business and is made up of shared ideas, values, and assumptions. These underlying assumptions, ideas, and values all contribute to the psychological and social environment's uniqueness. Long languages and conversations have not been employed by the corporation to communicate its perspective and attitude to the public and key stakeholders. The vision statement is sorry. The vision statement is succinct and thorough, communicating the essence of the company and its future objectives to assist the stakeholders understand the company's business philosophy and strategy. Next slide, please. Thank you. There are some opportunities and challenges also. Petrobras will also control and lead the market since it possesses the world's largest underwater carbon dioxide reinjection initiative in the pre-salt areas and is a pioneer in this sort of operation with trophy ultra-deepwater carbon dioxide reinjection expertise. For challenges, Petrobras also faces challenges coming from the political instability of Latin America and Brazil, the most significant of which is corruption. Recently, a massive corruption investigation taking place in Brazil caused political turmoil that had a huge impact on Petrobras' asset sales and debt reduction program. As a result of the investigation, the company is losing its CEO, who is serving a 19-year prison sentence for corruption. Thank you so much. Uh, I would request Jency to take over.
Hi everyone. So now we'll move on to the firm strategies. Petrobras uses different strategies for different channel of products. Like it has different strategies for exploration, production, refining, transportation. But what Petrobras focus is on employing right resources at right time and in the right assets to maximize the possible returns that they can get. Apart from that, they also have a strategy of using their social and environmental responsibility associated business, thereby generating positive impact on society and environment and reducing the emissions of harmful gases in the environment. When we talk about the penetration of market of Petrobras, it has operations in in so many markets like in South America, Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, US, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and Singapore. It you has operations in different countries to maximize their scope of operation. When we talk about the evidence of success, Petrobras is, as mentioned by Zishan, it is among ranked as 120 company in Fortune Global 500 list. The total investment in company is quite huge, which is almost US dollars 8,056 million. The net profit of the company is 7,108 million. There are more than 41,000 employees in the company, and the daily output of the company is almost 2.84 million barrels a day. That is very huge for a company, and it shows how successful the company has been since it started. Now, when we talk about the timeline, as Petrobras started in 1953. 1953 From 1953 till 2018, the data that I have, Petrobras has successfully completed 10 years of production in pre-salt cluster, with reaching a mark of more than 1500,000 barrels of oil per day. That is very huge. Apart from that, the company has 13 refineries, and it is quite huge as a whole, and it employs a lot of employees, and it works together to bring the best services to the of oil products to the country. Thank you.
Now we will continue with opportunities and challenges. Latin America has been impacted by the pandemic, that is, socio-economic conditions erupt into low productivity, inequality, institutional weaknesses, as well as the threat to environmental sustainability, despite of its rapid and well-targeted policy action to respond to the pandemic. So for our reductions, the situation is also bleak in the context of pandemic, that is surprise, a outbreak, even void. This situation is intensified by the global trends of diminishing investment fueled by the sector insecurity, concern about global warming, and falling costs of cleaner, more sustainable energy sources. So for opportunities at COP26 in Glasgow have become two decisions include strengthening efforts and providing the necessary finance to build resilience to climate change as well as to curb greenhouse gas emissions. Many other corporations in the region must rebound fast or risk being left behind in the global energy transitions. And in these situations, it becomes Petrobras' opportunity since the company pursues and positions itself as a low carbon producer since a long time ago and already had a comprehensive strategy to respond to the global energy transitions that is able to survive while other oil producers in the regions face the risk of bankruptcies, and moreover by creating its own niche market by concentrating efforts in making resource fuel less carbon intensive, which can be considered as a geopolitical attractive alternative to OPEC. This is a promising future for the company of increased production and sale, as well as expansion to other export markets. And for challenges, government interventions and political instability are two of the reasons that limit company competitiveness. Petrobras had to be responsible for import of crude and finished petroleum products for the entire countries, and gasoline and oil price of Petrobras assessed by the national governments to help cut inflation. So therefore, Petrobras had to be the and sustain the loss in most circumstances. And besides, as a result of a massive corruption investigation took place recently, the company is losing its CEO for a political appointees, and the board of directors is being reshuffled, which in turn lower the operations of Petrobras and make it even more politicized. And more government control and interventions mean Petrobras will be limited its ability to make profits and expand export market. Last but not least, Petrobras face no or minimal competition from local competitors, but intense competition from global competitors. And as the world is transitioning to more climate-friendly energy in recent years, There is a growing pressure to reduce carbon emissions to stop climate change for our industry, or it will be replaced and taken away its positions by renewable energies. And now we will continue with Abin.
So, at the last, the same dream that began on October 2nd of 2009 when Rio de Janeiro was chosen as the host city for the 2016 Olympics. That dream has been crashed. But if one good thing can come out of all this is the fact that the cockroaches are coming out sooner or later. Our quantitative and qualitative analysis defend our theory that Petrobras had a major impact on current Brazilian recession, and our evaluation and ratio analysis suggest major problems for the future of the company. It is hard to quantify that aftermath because every day new arrests are being made and more companies are being implicated, even though the operation car wash is under to reform the value of the company. Cockroach theory suggests that this is far from over and we could look as high as the presidential seat of the people implicated in this scandal. Because, as we said from the start, everything in life has consequences. Thank you.